So earlier today, Kaylee told me that the official Halloween Instagram was saying that there was going to be some kind of an announcement.
Yes.
At like 4 o'clock. And I was like, it's probably the video game. And that's the only thing that makes sense outside of the television series. Maybe getting like a showrunner and maybe a new update on when they were going to start filming. Mm-hmm. But I figured it'd be a trailer, and the only trailer that would be ready would be the video game. So for those of you who do not know, they announced 2 video games last year. We already got the first one, which was a mashup game. It's a side-scroller, which was both Halloween and The Evil Dead.
Very interesting combo.
You play 2 different games on one disc, and you get a Halloween game where you play as Michael Myers. Very I would say it's a Metrovania kind of game, like ghouls and ghosts, and then same with the Evil Dead one where you play as Ash and you're killing deadites. But that's more of a retro style side-scroller 2D platformer kind of game. Now, they had also announced that we would be getting a single-player, campaign-driven video game, which was very exciting because, like them or not, the only thing we've been getting lately, whether it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Friday the 13th, the Evil Dead game, I don't know what the Hellraiser game is actually, so I can't speak on that one, but that one's coming soon. But they've all been multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I've just wanted one of these to be story driven.
Right.
Now, of course, the question becomes, how the hell do you make a freaking story mode out of the Halloween games? I'm curious to see what this trailer...
I'm really curious.
Now, I had heard from somebody who's already watched it that there is no gameplay in it. So, that's interesting. But let's see what the story is. Anything to say before we start?
Nope. I just want to see what's going on.
All right. We've been waiting all day. We went and saw a movie. This thing dropped 8 or 9 hours ago, so we've really been waiting. So let's jump into it. Malik Akkad presents. Let's do this. Compass International. Gunn is the one who did the Friday the 13th game, which that was not story driven.
A quiet town.
The Myers house
just
back there on the right.
Hundreds of other small towns all across America.
It's a decent Loomis voice.
Just like yours. But it was here on October 31st, 1963.
Carpenter loves video
games. No motive, no warning, no provocation, just senseless death.
The bloody handprints there.
I met him 15 years ago. I thought there was hope, that he could be reached. But what I met was not a child. No emotion. Perhaps not even human. 15 years later, he returned home. But what happened that night was only the beginning.
Okay.
It wasn't just a killing spree. It was a reckoning.
Okay, so this is going to be once again ignoring the events of any sequels.
Yeah. Just continuing from the first film, basically.
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him. You can't kill the boogeyman.
Okay.
Interesting.
No gunshots in him.
Yeah.
There's no bullet wounds in his chest. The OG pumpkin, which is great. That looks awesome. Single player and multiplayer.
2026.
Okay, so they are going to add a multiplayer.
Interesting.
Okay. I had wondered if they were going to add one.
Huh.
I mean, the trailer itself, just as a Halloween thing, is awesome.
Yeah.
Right? As just, looking at it as just a Halloween trailer. And it kind of being very in line with the original films. Yeah. Feeling something like Halloween 2.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, what's the story going to be? Where does it take place? He says, that night, was just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is his reckoning. So now, you know, we obviously have so many different timelines in the Halloween franchise.
So many. This sounds
Right.
like it's going to be a new one, is what it feels like.
Yeah, so...
Which is fine, I guess. I mean...
Yeah, it's fine.
Mostly what I'm curious about is, like, so it's single player and multiplayer. I want to know, like, what the story will be like for the single player versus the multiplayer. Like, if there will still be a story when it's multiplayer, or if it's going to be more of, like, a... I don't know. Like, just what else it will be. You know what I mean? Like, because the Friday the 13th game... I don't know if it didn't really...
It's completely multiplayer, but
Yeah.
they did kind of add some, like, short...
Yeah.
little narrative type stories into the Friday the 13th game where you played as Jason and you kind of stalked some victims, and they were almost more like tutorials of how to play as Jason. But with this, I can only assume that the multiplayer is going to be kind of the traditional style of like Dead by Daylight.
Right.
You have like 3 or 4 people who are trying to hide and do some kind of task to get away, and Michael's, one character's Michael. Now, whether or not that Michael is controlled by AI or a person, I would assume it's probably going to be a person.
For multiplayer, I would guess as well. Obviously, for single player, it'll not be.
But
I'm
I mean,
assuming. Unless you were playing as Michael in the single player, which would be really weird and interesting.
The thing that worries me with these games, the good thing is that we have the single player campaign, and that should always be there and available, right?
Because if the multiplayer fails and the servers get shut down, and then you just can never play the game again after you spent $60 or $70 or whatever it is. Yeah, that's super frustrating. This also isn't the final gameplay. Like, so this isn't really what the game is going to look like.
Yeah. This is probably what the cutscenes will look like.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see gameplay. It's releasing 2026, but it doesn't. I don't think it said whether it was early or late or anything. So it could be the end. It could be October, right? Like when it releases. The Michael, I think, looks good in this, but his walk was a little weird to me for a second. I don't know, like. Maybe I'm just I like the mask and everything, but I don't know if his movement is nailed in the way that he like normally walks.
Yeah, so as far as like what we were just talking about with the multiplayer thing, I am nervous because all of the horror multiplayer games that are based on popular horror franchises have not lasted long. Dead by Daylight has been able to last a while because it has so much variety to introducing new characters, right, all the time. And that keeps it going, even though it's the same fucking game every time where you're just fixing generators and trying to get out of the gates, which is annoying. I wish that they would add some variety to that. The Friday the 13th game, which Gunn did, which is also doing this, they actually had some variety. At least you could fix a car, you could call Tommy Jarvis, you could there was at least some variation there. I didn't play that one a lot, but the good thing, as I said, is that at bare minimum, you're always going to have the single player version. Now, whether or not the single player campaign will allow for multiplayer, where you're like different people in the neighborhood at the same time, I doubt it. I would assume that this is going to be more in the line of like Dead by Daylight. But literally, like every fucking one of them, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, that didn't last long at all. And I loved that when it first came out, but people just figured out how to beat the level so fast that when you'd play as the killers, people would escape in under like 2 minutes, and you'd be like, there was literally nothing I could do. I couldn't even find them in that time.
Yeah.
Right, so it's hard. These games are not successful. We really enjoyed the Evil Dead game, but then after about, 3 to 6 months, for like months on end, we would randomly, like every like week, we would try to get into a game. We'd wait for like 15 minutes, and it would never find a match.
Yeah.
And we would just be like, okay, we'll try again later, and we'd try again in a week, in a month, whatever. And then now, I haven't tried in a long time. because we could literally never get into a game, and I haven't played the game in like years now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I really liked the Evil Dead game. So I worry, but as I said, at least with this one, there is a single player game to always have. So when they shut down the Friday the 13th servers, the Texas Chainsaw servers, the Killer Clowns, I've literally not heard a single person talk about that game since it released. I played it on I got early access to it. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I haven't played it since, and I haven't heard a single person talk about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if those are shut down. I don't know what the Hellraiser game is. I hope that's a single player. But these games need to really learn from that and always include a single player campaign. Yeah. Just so that there's always a game to go to. Because soon, the Friday the 13th game, the Texas Chainsaw game, the Evil Dead game, they're just going to be coasters. Yeah. They're literally not going to do anything. They're not going to be playable anymore. Right. And the multiplayer only games, they have a shelf life. And that sucks. And to have them have an actual single player thing here is awesome. Yeah. And I love the vibe of the trailer, the atmosphere, going down, the street where they're in Lampkin Lane right there. You can see the Myers house on the corner. He doesn't have any bullet wounds in him. Right. So I don't know where this takes place in the timeline. I don't know if this is supposed to be like canon to the Halloween trilogy that was just released by David Gordon Green, and this is before Loomis and them catch him, or is this supposed to just completely ignore all of those? I don't know. I don't know what to take from this trailer as far as the story goes. Like, what can you do storyline wise for a character to try to get out of Haddonfield?
I don't know. Yeah, I have, I'm assuming that it's gonna be obviously not following Halloween 2 because he doesn't have those bullet holes, and it could be like with the new trilogy, like it could be that time in between, like before he gets captured maybe, but it could also be something totally different and totally new.
But at the end of Halloween 78, he's shot 6 times, right? And he would have bullet wounds in his chest. We see literally nothing in his chest. So are we suggesting that this takes place while, Annie and them? I bet it couldn't, because Loomis is right there at the Myers house, and he's wreaking havoc, and people are running and screaming 100 feet from Loomis. There's no way to hear it. But it looks like in Halloween 2018, he's going house to house to house, killing people. Right. And it looks very similar where that girl's like out the window, much like the one he puts through the neck in the window of. So a couple of like little homages there and whatnot. But the music sounds great. The Loomis impression is good. I mean, it might be the same one that they used for 2018. Yeah. I don't know. It's executive produced by Carpenter, and Carpenter has went on record many times lately saying that basically all he wants to do with his life now is make music, smoke weed, and play video games. Yeah. And Carpenter himself has a video game coming out next year. Finally, this Toxic Commandos I think is what it's called. John Carpenter's. He's been in development on that game for a while. We thought it was dead, maybe gone, maybe never releasing, and we just got the trailer like a day or two ago. I'm assuming from the same con or whatever. So yeah, I hope he does the music.
Me too.
I hope that they'll have skins that you can use for like all the different Michaels throughout the franchise.
Yeah,
Halloween,
that would be really fun.
5 and 4 and 6, and I don't know why I went out of order there, but Halloween Ends and all of the different masks and all of the different looks, and then of course like unique looks that they create just for the game. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I am so curious to know what the story will be. Like, what are you doing? You're a babysitter, and I don't know. I can't even think of an idea of like what you're supposed to be doing in this town. You're trying to get away from Michael. He breaks in, and it's just like Outlast. You're just trying to survive the night and make it to a neighbor's house, and like, what's your objective? What's your goal? How long can the game possibly be? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this gameplay. I mean, you have one villain
Yeah.
And then no other villains. Yeah. Right? So it's not like, you know, when you play Alan Wake, you know, and you have 1,000 different light monsters running at you that you're hitting with a flashlight and a gun, or like Evil Dead, of course, has, you know, endless deadites they can throw at you. Mm-hmm. Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a bunch of different family members. You know, this franchise is limited to having one antagonist, and how many times can you encounter him in a game before it becomes silly? I mean, is it going to be a puzzle game? Is it going to be like, what does it become? I don't know. I'm so curious on how long could it possibly be too? Mm-hmm. Like, after 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, like, what? It's going to just become repetitive, right? Like, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it because it's Halloween, and I'll definitely be buying it.
Yep.
Obviously, although I haven't bought that 2D platformer,
that's true,
Halloween Evil Dead crossover thing yet, but it just dropped to $20 on Amazon. I'm looking at getting it. Retro Realms is what it's called. So I don't know. What do you have any thoughts on what it could possibly be story wise?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't either. I don't know. This gives us nothing. It's just Michael's killing people, and Loomis is kind of giving us a little backstory that we already know.
It basically just gives us a release-ish date.
Yeah.
Like a year. That's the main thing. So, we'll see. I'm sure there will be hopefully more trailers to come. And definitely a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, I just want a
That's
gameplay trailer.
What we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super curious. So, yeah. That's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll play as multiple characters.
Maybe
like you'll try to survive as long as you can, and then you'll get killed, and then you'll go over to a different character, and then maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, you could play as Loomis for a bit. Mm-hmm. That'd be kind of cool. Like in Alan Wake 2, when you switch between Alan and the I forget her name, but yeah, that could be cool. Mm-hmm. Or like Last of Us, Joel, Ellie, Abby, right?
Yeah.
That might be a way to go. I don't know. Anyways, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? What is your guess on what this game could possibly be about? And what would you want to see out of a multiplayer experience? And what is your favorite multiplayer or horror game in general that's based on a popular horror franchise? That's the question. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let us know.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the comments. Adios.
Bye.